Hi, this is Jackie.
Hi, this is Diana.
And you're listening to Homebodies Only, where we welcome all bodies to join us as we break down and dissect HBO series. And this episode, we are talking about The Sex Lives of College Girls, Season 2, Episode 8, Pre-Frosh Weekend. I want to start that over again and say, this is Jackie and that's Diana. We're the only two people in the world who haven't watched and finished this series. Right?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yep, I haven't finished.
No, we haven't finished.
The last episode I watched.
Yep.
Is 8.
Me too. Me too. And it's they released 9 and 10
4 weeks ago.
Yeah. Something like that. Yeah.
Well,
if we got paid for this, I think we would have been be different, but
we'd have been on it, people.
We've been on it. Yeah. All right, let's dig in. So they're meeting with I almost forgot his name. Isn't it like Fruta? The floor advisor or whatever.
RA or whatever he is.
Yeah. And he's talking about Pre-Frosh Weekend coming up. Bela is hosting her friend from back home, Priya. Sends them all a pic of them from when they were nerdy, you know.
Yeah, did you think immediately? I go, okay, so this is going to be a hot friend.
It was
because she's going to be like a total transformation from
that whole storyline. I thought was so corny. I was like, seriously, this is what you guys. This is what you got. Like this.
I knew right away as soon as they announced it.
I think this storyline has been done since sitcoms. I don't know if I'm going to call it a sitcom. Since sitcoms have been out, like this is not anything new and exciting, you know. And anyway, so she sends the thread, and I did this part. Sorry, she sends the picture to the thread, and Leighton's like, "Don't send pictures like that for your own well-being." Yeah. Travis was there. Travis had no lines in this episode, but he was in a couple scenes.
Nice to see Travis on the couch hanging with the girls. Yeah.
I wish she had some lines. I guess Priya always looked up to Bela like she was her cooler older sister. And I think Whitney's like, you were cooler then at the time of the picture?
Oh, man.
Then they're back at the suite, and Leighton's dad is bringing her cousin up for Pre-Frosh Weekend. We never see the cousin or hear a thing about the cousin, which I thought was kind of funny.
No, we just see dad.
Yeah. And she decides she wants to come out to him. And Whitney confesses to sleeping with Andrew. And they're like, what? Mm-hmm. She's like, it was a one-time thing. Priya shows up. She's hot, of course.
Yes.
Bela takes her on a tour, and the other girls are there, and she keeps just talking about like all these ridiculous, embarrassing things that happened to Priya, you know, back in the day. And Priya just like walks away. I can't remember where Priya goes. Priya says she's gonna.
Yeah, she's obviously had enough.
Yeah. Bela said, "Oh," and then then they were talking about her, and Leighton calls her cool, and Bella's like, "It took you months to call me cool," and she's like, "I called you cool."
Yeah, right.
We're at Sips, and Jackson comes in and orders a coffee Kimberly style. Extra hot. Mm-hmm. He kisses her goodbye, and then Kanan calls him an action figure, and you know, he's like making fun of him, and he's like, what do you guys have in common? Like, who cares? Seriously? Who cares?
You know what's funny? I usually don't find men who shave their heads like that attractive. But he's just very
there's nothing unattractive about it. Like, I don't like long hair.
I'm not a fan of the buzz cut.
No.
Like, the military buzz cut is just not. But he looks.
Yeah.
He's like the one person that can like totally rock it.
Yeah. Yeah.
All one, you know, like I'll take a number 2 or whatever, you know, at the stylist chair.
Like, you can almost see his scalp. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no like,
scalp,
you know, there's no fade going, no gel in the front or mousse or nothing. It's just like, and he can wear it well.
Yeah. I found out he's 28. Remember, I told you he's not 30 yet.
Yeah.
So he's 28. I looked it up.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw some older pictures of him where he does have more hair. Oh my God, he's very cute. Just He could have his hair
Gosh.
anyway. It wouldn't matter.
He could,
Like I said, I
I'm
don't
down
like
with.
long hair usually on men, but I think I'd be like, okay, whatever, pull it back.
Yeah. Whatever you got.
Do the bun. I don't even care.
No, no.
I mean, I'm not into that, but I don't care.
Like longer, not like.
I know what you mean.
No, like no ponytails and all that.
No, but I'm saying if he did, I'd be like, that's fine.
Okay.
I'm not gonna be like, you know what? Yeah. I mean, I would say that because I'm married, but if I was single, I definitely wouldn't reject him if he was interested in chatting with me.
And showed any interest
about
there's only a
WWE
20-year age gap.
Whatever.
Age is just
I'm not 48 yet. I keep forgetting how old I am. I don't think I'm 48 yet. But yet.
I like your growth mindset. It works with your age too.
Kids, right?
Like I can't climb this mountain yet. I'm not 48 yet. Anyway.
Okay.
Is this where what's her name gives them a 5-minute unpaid
break? Yeah. She's like, I'm
cool down or something.
Yes. Because Leela tells Kanan to leave her alone, and she's proud of her girl because she loves herself a hot boy. Yeah. Like Nico and now Jackson, and Kanan's like, it's okay to be a little shallow. Like Kanan's really going after her a bit.
Yeah.
Then he's like, name one thing you have in common with him. And she's like, both born during winter months. Did they forget they're taking an Irish lit class? That's kind of how they started
together.
Talking. That's like a big that's a very specific in common thing. So she forgot.
Again, is this the snag in the relationship that you spoke of?
I think
earlier?
so.
That they have nothing.
Who cares?
It doesn't, and it doesn't matter in this episode because we know what happens they're fine. Yeah.
Something really turns her off. I mean, he'll have to do something really. I have a feeling it's going to be her.
And they'll save it for.
Him.
They'll save it for episode 10 in the last half a minute.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, something big will happen.
Yeah. So
you could just like with her, it ended with Nico right in the last. Whatever. I'll get super annoyed.
I was so sad in that episode. Kimberly gets mad and says she'll find whatever they have in common. And then it's unpaid 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
Leela tells her
unpaid 5.
Leighton and her dad are sitting on a bench outside. Oh, you know what I was reminded of? Speaking of outside, I'm not even going into the weather anymore because I'm done. Like they're going to school in California. Let's just say that because it's not Vermont. I don't know what month this is supposed to be, but I forgot they did film in Poughkeepsie last year or 2 years, whatever it was. I totally forgot. They didn't film in Poughkeepsie at all. This one at all. I'm 99.9% sure.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, I totally forgot. Because someone was talking about, one of my friends on Facebook I've known her since I was little, was saying she decided to watch it, the first season. She's like, oh my God, I thought she was like disappointed about them not filming. I think she said she heard the second season wasn't in Poughkeepsie. I was like, oh, I didn't think any, I was like, I only thought the outside shots were in Poughkeepsie. I'm like, oh no. She's like, no, there's parts where it's at Vassar, right?
Yes.
So I wonder, that's interesting. I wonder if the budget went up. Like, I wonder if they had more money and they were like, we don't need to. I know, so weird. So weird. Who knows?
Yeah.
So her dad starts saying how that he and her mom are going through a hard time with Nico and her charity is being investigated by the DA. And he's like, I'm not going down. I'm not going down with her. And then he's like, her Japanese hair transplant didn't take. So this is her face. Can you see it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man, how do I do this? There you go. Look at her face.
Yeah.
And it says like, and so she's got a tiny bald spot. I mean, it's such a good face. And then he's like, that's why I'm glad I'm here. And he's like, what's going on with you? She's like, nothing.
Nothing.
Of course. Whitney and Andrew are at the lab and both are like, can't happen again. He says she's a distraction for his productivity, all this stuff. And then they go at it again. We're in the dining hall. This part was funny, even though it was like ridiculous, but Bela and Priya are sitting there and the guy walks up and knows Priya's name and invites her to the party. in the woods. And
It
and I was
smacks
like,
Bela
don't even
in
get me
the
started
back
about the
with,
party in the woods on a college camp. Like, none of this makes any sense to me. That sounds like high school.
Yeah.
He doesn't even see Bela there. She thought she was her accountant. The whole that part
dressed.
was funny. What?
That was funny.
It was funny because especially she goes, "Mother ever!" Like he nails her in the head. That part was more funny. And then Bella's like, "Well, we're having a party," and they were totally not going to have a party. So she goes to the suite and tells them that they're having a party, and
which you can't do in a dorm. Again, they do this like, oh, we're throwing a party. And then when we get to that scene, it's like a full-on like house party in their dorm.
Remember when they first tried to have a party because the fraternities couldn't have a party, couldn't have parties anymore, and then he like even came in and he was
kind of like let it go.
Here. Yeah, he's like, I'll let it go. But this time he didn't show up. It was like
not even he was out that night or off duty because they had like a rager.
I know.
In my compared to whatever. These things annoy me.
Yeah.
Things that nobody probably cares about and I have to comment on.
Well, no, I agree. I care too. Maybe only you and I care.
Is this when they go back and they're all sitting around and then they have plans? Like they all have plans or something?
I don't remember.
Well, what's next?
Well, basically, my comment is Kimberly's reading a magazine, which I really like. Like, it was interesting remember that one time Leighton was sitting there reading a magazine. I was like, what the heck magazine is it? Well, Kimberly, I didn't even try to see because I couldn't. And Leighton's sitting there reading a book. Like, they're not on their phones. They're not scrolling, which I do think is unrealistic. But I like that they did that with them, like had them do that. So I have Leighton.
Is this when Kimberly's like, I was going to work on my vision board?
Yes.
Again, the vision board.
I believe that was because she had the magazine. Yes, and she said she found a picture of AOC, which that woman, political person, who might run for vice president or something. Anyway, you sound like a moron. She had found a picture of her playing chess, so she was very excited about that. Yeah, that's her vision board. And so late, I guess Bella's all stressed out. She's like, "Why are you stressed?" Leighton asks her why she's stressed, and she's like, "Doesn't she look up to you?" or something like that. And Bella's like, "She doesn't worship me anymore." And she said it used to make her feel like she was the best and she felt good about herself. Like she needs people to, she needs her to worship her or whatever. She doesn't want to lose that. And then I think Leighton says like, "Oh, I could see that." And then Bela wants Leighton's dad to buy them alcohol and says he's not in a good place right now. Like she didn't come out. So then Kimberly sees Jackson walk by and she's like, "Jackson!" She like runs out to him. And asks if he's listening to the Erosion podcast that she recommended. He is listening to a mix of EDM and country music. And I really didn't know what EDM was, if it was a band. It's electronic dance music. So I thought that was kind of funny that it was that type of mix.
Yeah. With country. I can get down with that.
Yeah. She doesn't listen to either. And then he asks if she wants to go watch SmackDown. Whatever. Whitney is leaving the lab and runs into Willow and Jayla, and Andrew comes out and they're like, "You hooked up with him again?" And he's like yelling at the scooter person and he's like, "That is a vehicle!" Like he just looks like a nerd. And then Jayla's like, "Oh, nerds are hot." She's like Albert Einstein. And they're like, "What?" She's like, "I love a thick stash."
Oh my God.
That's kind of funny. Dinner. Leighton and her dad run into Tatum and her dad, George, who was played by Michael McDonald from Mad TV.
Yeah.
And he played Stewie, right? Stewart, not Stewie, because Stewie is from a cartoon. Stewart. Oh my God. I loved Mad TV.
Wasn't Michael McDonald on, am I thinking of SNL too or no?
No, he was just on.
Oh, I'm thinking of Norm McDonald. Never mind.
Norm McDonald.
Norm McDonald?
Oh. That is a different person, yes. And he was on.
Is he still alive? I hate to say that. I feel like he might have passed away. Oh my dear God. I feel like
he did too.
Fact checked.
He did.
I do. I feel like he did.
I'm 99.9% sure. I'm pretty sure he died.
I'll fact check really quick.
I love Michael McDonald.
When you said that, Norm McDonald. Yeah,
Michael McDonald, though, was a little hard. I mean, I found like Wikipedia about him.
2 years ago. Year and a half ago.
Oh, okay.
2021.
Oh.
Remember, he did the Weekend Update.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, but Mad TV. I remember Mad TV. It was great.
Yeah, Mad TV was so good. Really funny.
But of course, when they showed up for dinner, I was like, oh, here we go. This is going to be a disaster. Something's going to go down.
Yeah. And also
not the way she wants it to.
Yeah. And he seemed obnoxious. Like, I thought he was going to get more obnoxious. I thought that Tatum's dad was going to get just more obnoxious, but it wasn't. Just because the creamy toes thing, put shaving cream in people's shoes. Like, okay. All right. So they were in some fraternity together, Alpha Psi or something like that. And they end up sitting together because there are no tables left. And there's not even seats at the bar.
And they have a reservation for 2, but it's a 4-top all of a sudden.
I know. Somehow they got a 4-top. They got enough.
Yeah. It's in a sold out restaurant.
It's amazing. Okay. So Leighton pulls Tatum aside and she says, I'm not out yet. And she also really wants to warn her about how her dad orders martinis. What's the matter? You're staring at
no,
something.
I'm just looking at a chat message on our board. I don't know what's in the chat.
It probably says
maybe somebody's calling in live.
No.
Sorry, is that somebody calling in?
My child probably is. We actually don't have that ability. We have to pay extra for that. So nobody better be calling us because I'm not paying for that.
That'd be...
It's probably like a welcome thing because every time I clear my history and like, even though this is not a new studio or anything, it's always like, welcome. Because I had to like reset up everything. So that's probably what it is. Just to let you know. For all you listeners out there.
I've never noticed it. It's like flashing on my
it's flashing?
browser. Anyway. It distracted me.
That's weird.
Okay, I'm going to refocus.
Are you sure you're on your own Wi-Fi right now? Remember that one time we recorded and you used your neighbor's
you know what?
Wi-Fi?
I know. It's probably not. No, I am. I'm on my own Wi-Fi. Oh my God.
I don't know how that happened.
Yeah. Fun facts over here.
Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Oh, here's my husband again. My husband has COVID, everybody, but that's not stopping him. His lungs are working great now.
He is negotiating up a storm out there.
It's always right by the door.
It's like he moves the chair to the door.
Yeah. And he's not supposed to.
He's got the megaphone out.
He's supposed to stay on the couch.
He's like, wait, let me get my megaphone out while I talk to you on the phone because my wife is in her bedroom.
Yep, and I'll also lick things. No, just kidding. I'm just joking. Okay. Library. We're at the library, and
this was another one.
Whitney. What were the chances? Whitney and Andrew end up doing it, and Kanan just walks in. He's like, I'm getting this book about Ronald Reagan.
Of course he's on that floor.
Yeah. Happens to be on that floor. It's cold. At least that's one thing that's accurate. I know. Like,
how do you think that people aren't going to...
Maybe it's not a popular go to the library. College? Maybe it's not.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
I don't know.
Yeah. So,
anyway, my library was busting, but...
It would be. It depends on the time. It would depend pentameter. It would depend on the time. It would also depend on if there was like midterms or something. Obviously, it was cranking.
Yeah, I guess.
I did go to. I was a library nerd. I loved going to the library. That's where I could study. I had to be in the quiet area.
I did not like the library in grad school, even though I went to a very expensive college, Marist. I didn't really dig their library as much as the Brockport, SUNY Brockport library was jamming.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just the setup, the vibe. I don't know. Just maybe because I didn't live on campus as a grad student. That was not an option. So I really didn't I drove to class every,
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Interesting.
I got to get back in with the libraries. I don't take
I'm
my
all
kids
up
to
in the libraries. Oh, we go.
I know you are.
I love me some libraries.
I buy books at the Scholastic thing and Amazon, and I really should just be taking these books out of the library because
I've been trying not to get books, and we do get a lot of library books, but now Donovan's all into really interesting, intricate books, with pop-ups and pull-outs, and they're making some crazy things. Okay, all right, for all you guys and gals out there listening,
this is our plug to get back. Connect back with the libraries.
Mm-hmm. They have a lot of nice free
I know. And it's should be just stopping in and grabbing.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
I know. Anyway, it's
at the Sorganies library.
We
you can take out games. You can take games out. I don't know about any Kingston
like
ones,
board games.
Yep.
Yeah, we've been, and Kobe and I used to go, like my oldest used to go to the library a lot, and then the second child came. Oh, you can have all the, I don't know. And we have, like, kids love to read, and it's the whole thing, but, and then COVID hit, and it was like, oh, you can't go to the library because it's germs.
Yeah.
So,
it
was like a weird time for him
killing me.
at the library time, because Devin's only 5.
COVID
Think about it. He was back away from the library for sure.
Yeah.
And then, you go to the library and it's like, oh, now they have iPads there. I remember taking Jacoby. I was like, no, we're here to get books. And he's like, well, can I play a game on that? Because we didn't have electronics for him when he was little. We forbid it, just like Nerf. And now you should see my garage. Anyway, let's move on.
Yeah. Okay. Now we are back. Where are we here? We're at the party at the suite. That's what I have next. Bela paid a grad student double for alcohol. So she was like, I conned a grad student into getting the alcohol. No, I don't think
for double. And where's this money coming from? Again,
well, she's rich. Bela's rich. They're all rich except for Kimberly. So,
right. That's right. They just get money. I'm sorry.
They just have money. Yeah. They're just used to it. Okay. So
but double for that bag of alcohol, by the way.
Yeah. Right. Oh my God.
I mean,
so Priya, that's a lot of money. Priya texts Jocelyn a picture from the party in the woods.
Yes.
Bela's like, how'd you get Priya's number? She didn't even give it to me. I'm like, what?
Really?
So,
really? How did you know she was coming to the whole, you know what I mean? It was like,
also, why didn't we see her parents drop her off if they're so anal, and controlling? Like, they would have been like, bye. Like, come on. They would have been all over her. That whole part, the whole storyline, I was like, I don't know. I thought it was dopey. Travis is there. I just wanted to point out, he is like silently acting in the background, like he was a big. He was like, and I kept watching him, and he's like moving back and forth and pointing, and his mouth would open. Yeah. Like, I wonder at one point he had a line and then they cut it. I don't know.
Something. We're waiting.
I think about these things. This is something else I think about. Also, too, at one point I paused it because I was doing something, and it froze on the people like in the background like, drinking. I just love those shots. It's like someone's looking.
I love looking where you're not supposed to look.
Yeah, it's fun. And then Whitney at one point Whitney was dancing with some random girl. It was really funny because I didn't notice that until the second time. I should have taken a picture. I was like, who's that?
Yeah.
And then I think that's when actually Kanan walks up. So, well, anyway, let me just go back. So they're at Bela. Okay. So once Bela leaves the party to go to the woods, party in the woods.
Yes.
And Leela is like, I want to see this, the whole thing. Kimberly goes too. Then we're back at the restaurant.
Okay.
George was the king of pranks, the creamy toes thing. Leighton's dad is like, filthy. I want a martini that's filthy dirty, that it's so dirty it's ashamed of itself. I liked that. I didn't think it was that fun. Like,
no.
Extra dirty.
To a college kid there, like,
I guess
date.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Tatum and her dad talk about like her dating life, and then Leighton's dad is like, I'm so jealous because Leighton is such a closed book, and then finally she tells him she's gay. And he's like, just cool. And then he excuses himself. Then we go to the party in the woods. And of course, Kimberly's like, oh my gosh, I feel bad for the nocturnal animal. I don't know what she's babbling about. All I thought about was ticks, even though it wasn't real woods and they weren't really in Vermont.
Right. And we have no idea what season we're in at this point.
No.
And
looks like summer.
There's probably high school people at this
party
summer in
because
Vermont. That's who throws woods parties.
College kids.
Tell me about a college.
As far as I know.
What?
I mean, am I wrong? Am I just totally wrong?
Maybe college kids come to it. No, I don't. Whatever. Just the whole thing. I'm like,
I don't know. Yeah. Okay. So Bela confronts Priya, and she's like, "You made me feel like a giant nerd. I'm trying to reinvent myself. I thought you'd understand." And Bela thought she'd leave her behind or something. And she's like, "I'm coming to Essex for you." And then I wrote kind of corny. Like the whole thing was corny.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're at the restaurant.
It was like the Full House moment.
Yeah.
You know, like really, at the last like 5 minutes.
Really lame, like sitcom storyline. Like, it's like 80s.
We could have done a little bit better job.
Yeah. Now we're at the restaurant and Leighton's dad is sitting outside. Leighton apologizes. She didn't want to upset him. Oh no, he's upset. Sorry. He says, don't apologize. And he's upset with himself for not seeing this coming. And he's like, I don't know what that says about me as a parent. Yes, if she's happy. She says, in terms of who she is and her sexuality, yes, she is. Says he likes Tatum for her. And that she's, you know, she shows all her teeth when she smiles, when she looks at her, you know, whatever. It was sweet. And then he's like, I'm going to be calling you every week. She was like, I don't want to talk about my dating life. Anyway, so it was cute.
Mm-hmm.
Now then I'm like, is he not going to tell his wife? Because like she doesn't want her to know. But then how can you not tell your wife what's up? You know, I was like, that's where I went. But anyway, we're back at the party, and Whitney tells them. Oh, this is when she tells them what went down with Andrew and Kanan walking in. Then Leighton walks in and is with Tatum and tells them what happened with her dad. Yeah. And that her dad really likes Tatum and asked her to go golfing with him because he assumed because she's a lesbian, she golfs and she does.
She golfs.
Kanan walks in, makes fun of Whitney, and she's like, it's casual. And he's like, casual looks good on you. And Priya shows up. She had kissed Graham. He was a bad kisser. So Bela's like, we can find someone else. She's like, no, I just want to hang out with you or whatever. Kimberly grabs Jackson to talk about that they don't have a lot in common. He says it's good. They're different. He likes learning from her. And he says they're dating.
And he listened to the podcast.
I did. He did.
He did.
I know. I mean, like, I don't know what's going on. Why does it have to go? Come on.
We're just waiting.
Can we have any
have to be her life?
Endings? I know, it's always her.
Yeah.
Can we have any happy endings? Haha. Leighton hooks up with Tatum and Alicia texts her.
Oh, you were waiting for this.
I was like,
oh, shoot.
I texted you. I was like, I just want to say. That's why I got very excited for that.
Yeah.
Finally. Alicia. Finally.
Yeah. But.
Ooh.
So maybe this will be the drama that it ends with instead of Kimberly. Like, let's let Kimberly be happy.
I think all of them
and all
drama.
Cute. I know. And it's a show and it's supposed to be, but.
I know. No, I know. It's upsetting. And not that I dislike Tatum. I like her more. Like at first I was like.
Sure.
Because she was like a stereotype of herself or something. But
yeah, she definitely grows on you. Because you like seeing them happy and and it's like
real. It's not like and Leighton's being herself. Like the biggest thing was Leighton wasn't being herself, and that was bothering me. And I loved Leighton and Alicia. Anyway.
I know.
Okay. All right. Wow.
We shall
do
see.
that in 28 minutes.
Look at that.
I must have really shortened my notes.
Oh, snapperoo.
I'm finally getting good at this. When less people are listening, it's great.
And that was me going off on my tangent as per the usual.
We probably said, I want to
library.
You know what? Guys, listen to this again, guys and girls. And listen to this again and play a drinking game. Drink every time we say library.
Yeah.
What else do we say a lot? That one. I think that's about it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Corny.
There's usually some
corny,
but we love to throw in a good vision board in there. That usually comes up now very frequently.
Though. I feel like we didn't say enough today.
It just seems to come up on every show we watch all of a sudden. I don't know.
It's a sign. Because you need to put our podcast on our vision board. That's why we have on your vision board. That's why we have less listeners.
It's on there.
It's all your fault. It's actually all your fault.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So that's it for tonight,
That's
right?
it.
I mean,
That's
you can email us. Don't forget the underscore that I like
That's
to
not in
point
the
out
email.
every time.
That's not in the
Never
email.
mind. Follow us.
Our email,
I have a lot
don't confuse people now.
I'm getting a lot. I'm up to like 160 followers on
Shut
or 150.
Up.
Yeah.
Really?
Instagram.
You just said
but they're
they're
Instagram.
Fake.
But I'm pretty sure I'm probably going to get hacked at some point. So
no, just don't click on them.
No, I don't. I look every once in a while. I'm like, oh, okay. I have no idea. Like, this doesn't look like a real picture, and I'm not clicking on you. Like, I'm just going to look at the little picture on the side that says like so and so's following you.
Yeah, yeah.
So anyway, it's good times.
Yeah. All right.
So, right. Thanks
Talk
for
to you
listening.
soon. Hopefully, we'll get to 9 and 10 much faster.
Yeah, for real,
Bye.
right?
Bye.
Bye.